In this episode, we're tracing the Northern Silk Road into the Tianshan Mountains, and I found something here that you probably won't expect. For a long time, Tianshan has been an essential element in wuxia stories, not just a home for Kazakh, Hui, and Han communities, but also an imagined world where lonely warriors step away from the ordinary life and pursuing something more here. Somewhere between reality and mystery, I want to find some clues, and I want to see whether that world might have existed, or maybe traces of real-life elements ever inspired those stories. Hey guys, welcome back. So right now I'm in one of the valleys here in the northern Tianshan Mountain, and just now as we are getting closer, I've already spotted one massive wooden structure just up ahead of us. Looks like it was leaning quite a bit, like kind of tilting that way and almost on the verge of collapsing, but it doesn't seem too hard to reach. So let's see if we can find a trail riding up there. The whole Tianshan Mountain is a massive range that stretches across Xinjiang, and we are now on the northern side, just about 1 hour's drive to Tianchi Lake. Meltwater from the mountains makes life possible in the valleys, and the highland pastures are traditionally used by Kazakh herders for grazing. But with winter approaching, they have already moved their livestock to their winter pastures. That's why we don't see any here. So moving further north, the rolling hills grow colder, more exposed to the wind, and more barren until fading into the desert. And those traditional structures perched up there seem out of place, but somehow fits in. From up here we can take in the whole place like this. That's quite amazing, but most of the buildings are collapsed. So this whole place was originally built about 20 years ago for a wuxia movie, and a part of the film was actually shot in this place. So the whole place was made to like a mountain fortress or a stronghold. So we've got some watchtowers like the one beside me. I just got caved in, and the main hall, the biggest structure, and the granaries up there, and there are some trenches all around this place. So now I'm turning to the back side of this building because it's a bit dangerous inside. The whole structure is tilting to the to the left. But except for that, you can look at these decorations, the design. It was a quite well-made building, like a decent piece of wooden work. It's quite real and authentic, just like some real old houses I've seen before. This was just built for a movie. I feel like this place would have been perfect for seekers, like Daoists or others searching for solitude or detachment from the mundane world after a series of disappointments, trying to make sense of the turmoil around them. Picture it, all turning into white, snow covering everything here. Inspired by this romanticized vision, wuxia novels imagined a fictional world where the warriors retreat into seclusion and then fight a name in the Jianghu. That swept across China half a century ago. Sooner or later, 20 years ago, as wuxia stories became popular on screen, this place turned out to be one of the remnants of that era. Alright, we got 3 buildings here. Looks like they're granaries. These 3 structures are connected together, and there should have been a staircase leading to the top. And each granary, they got this kind of slide for moving the grains. It's really almost on the verge of collapsing. I just made it to the fortress gate behind me, which is blocked, so I just need to turn back. And the layout of this fortress is like, if you follow this gully, it will lead up to the main hall, the biggest structure in this fortress. And on both hillsides are equipped with some structures and buildings as a defensive fortification. And also they have these kind of stone walls to divide the hillside into different layers. Our second stop on the way to Tianchi Lake is a Daoist temple. Technically, it was established as a Daoist temple back in 1897, and the prayer ceremony we came across today is also hosted by Daoists. However, from the look of the tablets and the statues placed in the rooms, the temple now shows influences of both Buddhism and Confucianism. And the temple is called Yaowang Miao, dedicated to Yaowang, whose name is Sun Si Miao. A folk story says that a local person came up the mountain to pick herbs because of the spreading plague. That was when he found a cave here with a statue inside, which people believed was Sun Si Miao, who was a doctor and also a Daoist from Tang Empire, respected as the king of Chinese medicine. People thought his spirit had appeared to help them, so they came together to repair the cave, bringing the plague to an end. And right now, the original cave is just right in front of these people. So starting from Yaowang Cave, we are heading north into the deeper part of the Tianshan Mountains. And around 30 kilometers away, we'll reach the Tianchi Lake, a famous tourist spot probably everybody who comes to Xinjiang will visit. And we're gonna find more traces of Daoism and legendary temples there. Okay, so probably now is the off-season for tourism in Xinjiang. Now I'm gonna walk along this pathway just beside the Tianchi Lake and goes to that corner. Behind that mountain, there is a Daoist temple, Xiwang Muzu Miao. Tianchi is an alpine lake in Xinjiang, nestled in the central valley below Bogda Peak, the highest summits of the Tianshan Mountains. Bogda comes from Mongolian and means the god. Well, this place got a lot of stories, though I think most of them are just rumors made up to attract tourists. And the temple we're heading to is one of those cases. Its story goes with Genghis Khan. While he was conquering westward into Central Asia, he met the famous Daoist figure Chuji. They got along well in this region and had some conversations about peace, conquest, and longevity. And with this relationship, Chuji went on to build several Daoist temples around this place. So this Daoist master, Chuji, is a man of peace, while Genghis Khan is a man of conquest. Although Chuji's advice to stop the killing was never adopted by Genghis Khan, let alone the way of achieving immortality Genghis Khan wanted from him. However, in the end, Genghis Khan still achieved another kind of immortal in the eyes of history.
这跟福寿观是一起的，是吗？
这是大公馆哈。去那边，赶紧拜拜嘛！
好，马上。
you